Hello and welcome back on my channel, dolls. So today I want to share all of my favorite hacks for you for the cold weather. Where I live, it is still pretty cold. January and February are usually the coldest months here, and we are heading over to Austria next week to spend a week in the snow. So I figured I would just show you all of my favorite hacks when it comes to 1960s and 70s clothing for the winter time. I feel like, generally speaking, a lot of people think that modern clothes are better for the cold because of insulated technologies and everything, but I feel like if you use some little hacks and just some tips and tricks and know a little bit about fabrics, it is very nice and very well possible to wear 60s and 70s clothing in the winter and don't be cold. So let's get into this video. The first thing that I want to talk about is materials. I feel like, generally speaking, different materials are obviously meant for different weathers, and if you are looking for something for the cold winter, I would always recommend you to go with wool. Real wool was a very popular material for the 60s and 70s, and this is something we don't really see with modern clothing anymore, I think. Probably because it is quite expensive, but if you find woolen pants in the thrift store, I recommend you to get them. I have this pair. I absolutely adore them. They're so nice and warm. They're just like beige little suit pants. In a little, like in this video also, I'm also going to show you how I wear like a springy kind of look and turn it into a very warm winter look, like with the mini skirt and everything. But I just wanted to show you some pieces in the beginning that I would look out for in the thrift store. So woolen pants like this are great. You can obviously always layer these with tights as well. And what I also love about wool is that it is water repellent. So these pants are perfect for snowy days. I also, for example, have this very nice pullover that I feel like doesn't even look that thick. It is inside out because I just cleaned it. Important thing, most wool types cannot go into the washing machine, so make sure to keep that in mind when buying. I feel like this jumper, it doesn't even look that thick or big. I'm gonna style this in a little bit for you, but I really like it because, as said, it is wool, and so it's just really, really warm. I feel like another very apparent tip is to wear longer skirts. I, for example, have this one. This one is a Moffat Weaver skirt. I talked about it, but it is also pure wool. These were really popular in the late 60s and basically all throughout the 70s. These are very, very nice and warm, and especially if you wear them with tights and warmer boots, these are also absolutely amazing. Generally speaking, all sorts of furs are obviously very, very warm. They're usually water repellent, and fur and leather is breathable. So I do quite prefer that over like a polyester coat. I have like polyester raincoats, but you get very sweaty in these too. And I feel like a leather coat or a wool coat, because these are natural materials, they just kind of let the air in and out and make you feel a lot more comfortable. Another material that actually does that is silk, and I feel like silk is something that people don't really think about when they think about warmth, but if you have like a silk undershirt or something, that usually works really well. Like a silk blouse and then a wool pullover on top is perfect for a 60s look and keeps you really warm. I also like to use ponchos or these like little scarves. Just stepping back a little to show you, I love these because they're just so comfortable. You can kind of wear them down here, cuddle up. They're very cute. So these are usually not wool. Wool was more expensive than like acrylic yarn or something in the 60s as well. And so these are usually plastic materials like acrylic or polyester. But what I really like about them is that you also have like the opportunity to take them off really quickly, and because they have these like little holes, you don't get too hot in them. So I would always recommend you to use this. One more thing that I want to talk about is hats. I feel like through your hat you release a lot of warmth, and so I now make sure to always wear hats. Like a woolen hat is great, or these big fur hats. I'm just gonna put up pictures here of all of these pieces styled so that you can kind of get an idea. I briefly talked about this when I talked about the jackets, but suede and leather are great materials for the winter. I have suede skirts, leather pants, leather skirts, and I also have these suede pants that I quickly wanted to talk about. These are absolutely amazing. They are also lined, so they are extra warm, and they also just are water repellent, as said earlier. Most wool pants are too, but leather pants especially are just so amazing if it is cold out, and I like these for more of like a 70s look. I feel like the wool pants are either like for 70s office wear great or just for 60s look overall. But if you're more going for like a hippie look, a more bohemian style, get yourself a good pair of leather pants. They're amazing. And a little thrift tip here, you can often find them in the men's department actually. My next tip would be to wear gloves. I have a bunch of vintage gloves. You can usually find them for pretty inexpensive actually. And when it is really cold out, I just really try to not have any skin showing besides my face. So I will just make sure that I have my gloves on and then tuck them in and then just put the jacket on top so that there is no way cold will get in anywhere. So that's it for the actual 1960s pieces. Overall, I would say layering is always great. Just wear another turtleneck and another turtleneck over each other underneath. Just wear all of these pieces on top. But I also now want to show you how I wear a more springy look and turn it into a very nice warm winter look, because there are some modern pieces that I use for that I have used all throughout the winter. So I figured it would be easier to kind of give you an example than just talk about all of these things. So this is a look that is kind of semi-warm. As said, it is a woolen turtleneck, so that is definitely a little warmer. But just generally speaking, you could also do this with like a regular turtleneck. And I just want to give you some ideas on how I changed this outfit little by little to work for a very, very cold climate. So I feel like the first thing that comes to mind are tights. I love these, but they're very thin. So here is my biggest tip. I have a pair of very, very warm insulated tights. So these are like warmer leggings. They are very nicely insulated, and I feel like you can definitely use modern technologies to make your outfit warmer during the winter and still have the authentic 60s look. When buying these, I would make sure that the ones that you buy check these two boxes. First of all, always get the ones with the feet. Don't just get the regular leggings, because if you want to wear like sandals, like I like to do also in winter, these are just way better. And you're automatically warmer when your feet are just tucked in as well. And the other thing that I would just make sure is that you get them at least to sort of resemble your skin color. So these kind of nylon tights are usually a tiny bit sheer. So getting a pair of insulated tights that are at least sort of your skin color, these are just the palest shade they had, I believe, you will just make sure that you are a lot warmer on the bottom. So I'm just gonna layer these with the nylon tights and show you what it looks like, because I feel like you can't really see the difference. I just quickly want to show you something. So I will never wear these tights without another pair of tights on top, because I feel like they look very weird. Just like this, they kind of take off all the dimensions from your leg. And so I feel like it just looks kind of weird like this. I feel like you could definitely do this look. In the 60s, also tan colored tights were on trend, but I feel like more opaque ones usually. I feel like you could do this. I personally think it looks a little weird, so I just like to layer. I'm just gonna put these on while sitting here so that you can kind of see. I personally find my tights just fit the exact same whether I'm wearing these other tights underneath or not. Because tights are usually stretchy, I don't find it making that much of a difference. I also have worn these before with like fishnet tights over it, and I think it also works. Like, I felt it was a good look as well. Okay, so here we are, and I honestly don't think you can see any difference. I feel like it looks the exact same. It is very warm, my legs feel really nice and snug, and it just also shields you from the wind a lot more than the regular nylon tights will. So yeah, I do really like this look. When it comes to layering, I actually have some pieces that are very warm to be worn as underwear. I have this shirt that I got, I think, from my stepdad. Because he knows I'm always cold, and this is a wool undershirt. So this will make you so warm. I think it is made to like go skiing in it or something, which I don't really do. So I just love to wear this on its own, and it will always make me feel a lot warmer. It is very cozy, and with most of these woolen shirts, you can actually just rinse them in water in the evening, let them air dry until the next morning, and they're good to use again. Next up, let's talk about shoes. While I love these are kind of my all year round boots. They aren't really lined in any way, so these are just not as warm, as for example, this pair is. This pair is so warm, so nicely lined. I actually like them a lot. I think they're like a little more bulky in the look, but that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really make that much of a difference to me, and they just definitely keep your feet a lot warmer. You could also just wear another pair of socks with it. That definitely also always works. Okay, so I feel like this practically is the same outfit from 5 minutes ago. Just now it is a lot warmer and it's definitely suitable for cold weather. I would definitely wear this out in the snow, but I've also worn sandals out in the snow. I will basically kind of do everything to look good and dress the part, but to be honest, it is always nice to be warm. So I want to talk about a few more things, but I just wanted to show you this outfit and how I put it together to kind of give you an idea how layering would work really well and you don't even really see it like underneath. I am now wearing one undershirt, but I could definitely wear another one or even another turtleneck underneath and no one would be able to tell. So I just grabbed 2 pairs of gloves just to show you. These are both vintage gloves. These ones are just a lot thinner, so they're better for like fall and spring. These are basically just leather. They will definitely keep your hands warm, but just not as warm as the other one. So yeah, I really like the look of these, but I feel like the other ones are just a little nicer because these 2 are lined, and so it'll just help feel a lot warmer. So I would probably choose these for the outfit that I'm wearing today if it was super cold out, as said, and then I would just kind of make sure that I tuck them in either like this, but if I'm being honest, I usually prefer having like the sleeve inside of the mitten, kind of like this. And then last but not least, I quickly want to talk about jackets. I have 2 jackets here that kind of look the same, but they are very different when it comes to warmth. This one is a fake fur coat. It looks amazing, and the funny thing is that this one looks bigger and warmer than the other one, while this one isn't as warm as the other one. First of all, it has like a little bit of a cropped sleeve, which is definitely something you might want to consider when buying a coat. I love this style-wise, but it's just not that warm. And then while it looks very big, this is a fake fur coat, so it's like a woven kind of fur. You always ask how you can identify whether something is fur or not. So basically, you can kind of like take the lining away here, and then it looks like this. It kind of looks like a knitted sort of blanket, maybe like carpet. And if it looks like this, it is definitely a fake fur coat. I don't think I can show you like the fur in here because it is lined differently. This coat actually has a little hole in the lining up here where you can see the leather. And this is what real fur looks like. It basically looks like suede on the other side. So this is how you can tell. And I find real fur to be a lot warmer. I think with these fake fur ones, they're usually a little warmer when you first put them on because they are plastic, like it's essentially polyester. But I feel like throughout the day, the real leather ones or the real fur ones are definitely warmer. It's definitely also warmer because this is real fur. I know some people don't want to wear real fur or leather, and I get that, but I just want to say that this is probably the warmest that you can wear. And this is also why fur coats were so much more popular before we had all of these like water repellent materials that people now wear in their like winter clothing. So fur coats were definitely popular starting very early on. Fur and wool were materials that were just available very early. And that is why woolen coats and fur coats are usually very popular with 60s fashion. They were just the warmest pieces you could get. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like this was something that was very well requested. Just because this video wasn't really filled with outfit inspiration, I want to link 2 videos here for you. One of them I made last year and the other one the year before, and they are both all about 1960s and 70s winter outfit ideas. So if you're looking for outfit ideas to wear this winter, make sure to check out these videos, and maybe some of the tips and tricks I shared with you today are helpful in these videos as well. I would love for you to leave a comment down below sharing all of your favorite winter hacks. What do you like to do? I feel like there are probably some more things that I missed out on. Like for example, my soon-to-be mother-in-law always wears heatable insoles in her shoes. You can kind of like plug them in and charge them. So that's definitely something I have thought about getting, because I feel like wearing these with sandals would do wonders in winter. I also just quickly want to say that I have a vlog coming. I also want to say that I'm probably going to vlog our time in Austria in the snow, so that will definitely also be filled with 1960s and 70s winter outfit ideas, because I think it is going to be cold and I will definitely need to sort through my closet and try to figure out what I can wear when being out in the snow all day. So yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day. Go out, enjoy the sunshine, take yourself some time to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye everybody!